afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Brownsville, Texas. We're currently at the Brownsville Sportsplex, home of Brownsville FC, where your favorite team from the 956 is on the road today as we head into the RGV. Your favorite team, folks, your Laredo Heat. On the road, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Brownsville, Texas. Damas y caballeros, un placer que estén con nosotros en una transmisión en vivo. Y a todo color nos vemos en un instante, en lo que le hacemos el honor a todos los hombres y mujeres que le hacen un servicio excelente a la seguridad de este país alrededor del mundo.
El aplauso que me escuche. Fuerte el aplauso para esos jugadores, para FC Brownsville y para Laredo, pero más fuerte que se escuchen las porras, porque esto empezará en unos cuantos minutos. Vámonos con la banda. Let's go, boys. Jálese muchacho con el sinaloense. Y arriba el FC Brownsville.
Welcome, then, gentlemen. Welcome back to the stream. We're Brownsville, Texas, home of Brownsville FC, who are at home today against your favorite team from the 956 Laredo Heat Soccer Club and Academy. Folks, we'll go over the starting lineup first for Brownsville. Number 6, Brian Mesa. Number 33, Luis Peña. Number 19, Luis Ayala, number 22, Edmundo Lorca. Number 16, Julián Espinosa. Number 13, Manuel Castrejón. Number 25, Luis Martínez. Number 3, César Saldívar. Number 23, Jorge Amaya. Number 7, Omar Doria. And number 26, José Chavarria. They're led by Osvaldo Garcia. Folks, starting lineups for your favorite team from the 956. Of course, your one and only, your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. In goal, one second, folks, as we check an audio issue here. All right. In goal, Aiden Haynes for the Heat, Kazuki Hashimoto, Brandon Martinez Treyes, Jakob Schnitzler, and the Wolfman Richard Bryan make up the defensive line for your Laredo Heat today. Tony El Brujo Gomez, Casper Islas, Ken Shin Unio, Marvin Mbutu, Chris Colachi in the midfield, and of course, it's Mr. Mercedes himself, Bent Molnar. Those are the starting 11 for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club here on the road in Brownsville, Texas. Brownsville's got a party, folks. Si no se escucha el ambiente y no se sabe el sazón, no pueden probar el sazón. Brownsville tiene fiesta aquí hoy. Cuando viaja el más grande de la conferencia, se arma bien y se arma bien padre. Ajá. música en vivo, ambiente chido. Y nos espera una batalla grande aquí en Brownsville, Texas, en donde su Laredo Heat busca regresar, disculpen, a su manera de costumbre. Unos cuantos partidos, ya van dos que su Laredo Heat pierde puntos. Primero un empate contra este mismo Brownsville en casa, y la semana pasada una derrota, la primera de la temporada para su Laredo Heat, y ojalá la única, en lo que ojalá uno piense que sea una carrera bonita y linda hasta el campeonato nacional. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moments away from kickoff here as the referee gets a final look at his watch. Final glances all across. The officiating team, of course, in yellow today. Your Laredo Heat moments away from kickoff, ready to get this thing underway. Just waiting on the initial whistle here. Referee, I wonder if the band's going to have to be asked to stop. According to me, yes, but I'm also not the referee. Folks, the whistle is blown, that ball is rolling, and that means one thing here in Brownsville, Texas. That means that this game is officially underway. The Heat control the first possession. They give it up in that mid-park here, and on the recovery, El Brujo Gómez, Tony, quiere conducir, quiere hechizar, quiere prender el asunto. Caliente buscando el balón en medio, controla Colachi, Chris Colachi, looking for the overlapping run. Richard Bryan getting held. And the referee says offside on the field of play. That's Tony Gomez being held there, folks. I apologize. I'm not El Brujo Gomez. It's Tony. Not Richard Bryan, pardon. It's Tony. Ball out of play. Now back to the keeper here. Brownsville looking to be a team that likes to play, folks. Brownsville likes to keep the ball on the ground, play between the lines, move the mid-park. And they did so well. And ball to it, no foul. That's a good call by the official. Controla el Brujo Gómez, la tiene Tony. Tony buscando la corrida que sobresale el hombre lobo. This is Richard Bryan on the run here, servicing ball to the inside. Colachi with a chance inside the box. Off the hill, the first shot by Benz, blocked out by the defense. And the Heat with a great opportunity early on in this first half of play, less than 3 minutes in. Knocking on the door here on the road, Brownsville. Lucky to see that one in the gloves of the goalkeeper. Great play by the Heat. Good combination, play and overlap, and then a servicing ball inside just behind the foot of Colachi. But the Heat able to retain possession there and taking a shot. And Brownsville will go into the air again, near hand side. Ball brought down. Brownsville will have it. Again, this is a synthetic field, folks, not like the Heat's natural home field, the TAMU Soccer Complex. This one is artificial. The Heat have a handful of years coming into Brownsville and playing at the sports park. This ball will be sent back to Kazuki Hashimoto-san, back again to Aiden Haynes, who'll put it into the air. And a windy day here in Brownsville. We'll see how that affects the action on the field of play. Saw it there already. We'll see if, hopefully the Heat can keep control. This one behind the flag, folks. Apologize for the obstructions here on away territory. Brownsville will rotate again. On to the far hand side. Brownsville will run on the inside now. Ball controlled by Espinosa. Combination play on the inside. That one touched by Lorca. Long ball into the 18 now. Brownsville will bring it back down inside the box. Run on the left-hand side here. And controlled. Nice bang it back to the middle. A shot from afar, and this one wide. Aiden Haynes. We'll see this one sail wide. That's Omar Loria, excuse me. Aiden Haynes will have the goal kick here. Things will play back on the ground for your Laredo Heat. The Heat, this is the second derby match of the regular season within the Lone Star Conference between both sides. We call it the 956 Derby. Both cities share the area code. Although being about a 3 and change drive away, the Heat will throw possession up again, this time out of play. Doria will throw it back inside. Cesar Saldivar over to Doria again. Into the middle, Brownsville goes, this time controlled by Lorca. On the left-hand side, flank play controlled again by Doria. Servicing ball, Richard Bryan looking to read this one, and ball control on the opposite side, half space. Brownsville looking to get a shot off. Junio will touch it inside. Colachi will hold on the turnaround, and he's releasing Marvin Empatu. Marvin on the run. Colachi stays down, but it's Marvin. As a Frenchman now with a 1v1 opportunity. The overlapping run by Mr. Mercedes himself, and the Heat will give possession away. Tony Gomez looking for the overlapping run on the other half space, and Brownsville will play quickly. Long ball down on the ground over to Doria. Doria again on the inside, controlled again by Schnitzer, played over to Brandon Martinez-Treyes. A Houston, Texas native will collect and will feed over to Hashimoto. Good ball here and over to Mr. Mercedes himself. This is Benz Molnar on the turnaround, looking for the through for Colachi, and the Heat looking for combination play. Quick passes on the 1 and 2. Head coach Johnny Clifford up for the first time from his bench, directing traffic, conducting what is soon to be the electricity on the field of play. Brownsville will play on the ground once more. Brownsville will play short, half space out wide now into the flank. Ball to the inside, half space play very active for Brownsville. They're a team again that likes to put the ball on the ground, share it, and look to break lines quickly. They're very effective at doing so. We saw that in Laredo, Texas in the first derby match of the season, possibly the first of 3 if both teams make it into the postseason. De Brujo Gómez controla, quiere otra vez hechizar, bailar, y pierde la posesión de la redonda. La número 5 le pertenece a Brownsville. Comparten con el portero, el arquero tiene el control del esférico y busca otra vez el calán del medio. Quick rotation onto the near hand half space. Well, looks like it's going to go past the flank. And the Heat will have it off the throw. The Heat are coming off, folks, drop point matches, meaning they took the draw with Brownsville at home and then traveled to Corinthians and lost in the 93rd minute winner by Corinthians. So long ball here played over to Colachi, who was able to control as he dribbles down the half space. He gets taken down. Referee says goal kick. After the action, tough shoulder barge, folks. Goal kick is a result of the play. Brownsville again. Through the middle. Like to activate those channels. And look for a long switch of play ball. They did it on the road in Laredo. We'll see if they mimic their game. A lot of adjustments here from that match in Laredo by head coach Johnny Clifford and assistant coach Gaza. Switch of field play again. Doria will get a long touch on this one into the 18. Servicing ball, first post deflection, and the shot on the goal. Brownsville with Jose Chavarria taking the lead here at home. Now the goal comes with a sacrifice. Apparently something tore, something snapped. Looks like a hamstring injury. Immediately being called for the sub there. Brownsville with an early lead here. Less than 8 minutes in. The Heat with another mountain to climb, this time on the road. Conceded first against Corinthians last Saturday, and same story here against Brownsville FC. But the goal with a sacrifice, it looks like it's a torn hamstring. Maybe the player's in a lot of pain on the touchline. See what the adjustment is here by Oswaldo Garcia. He will get things back underway with Mercedes himself. This is Benson Molnar. And the first adjustment made by Brownsville, Roberto Ordóñez will check in for Brownsville. Zurdo was coming off the bench. Looked like it was going to be minimal minutes tonight. He's entering the hot plate quickly as Martinez-Treyes will switch back to Jakob Schnitzler. And the Costa International will look for a long ball here, putting it into the air, looking for Tony Gomez. Sliding challenge successful by Brownsville. They'll put it back on the ground and play through the middle once again into the belly button of the field. The full moon. The field of play. Marvin Impetu on the stride here. Looks like he's on a bicycle. Marvin driving to the inside, still in possession, can swing it over. Back out wide to El Brujo Gómez. La tiene Tony adentro del área. ¡Tony! Y viene la falta, el hit con un tiro libre y la oportunidad para igualar el partido. Al parecer de 19 yardas hacia atrás. So he with a free kick. Good opportunity here for your favorite team from the 956 to try to get the equalizer. This one says Chris Colacci, right foot all the way. The Heat scored in a similar position this game out last year in Brownsville, where they got the equalizer off of a goal from Zurdo. Zurdoñez, who's playing today for Brownsville. He's from the Hidalgo area, and so the RGV man played for the Heat last season. This season he plays for Brownsville FC. Had an offer to play for Brownsville last year, opted for a better opportunity, in the words of Zurdo, this year. However, after not a very good season in the fall, he joins Brownsville. The Heat, however, will have the opportunity here. Over it is Benson Molnar looking to take it with his left. It's Colacci. Colacci into the wall, a second time opportunity, and this one over the crossbar into the goalposts and over to the backfield. Windy afternoon here in Brownsville, folks. We'll give you the unofficial meteorological report. Currently at 84 degrees. Pretty good air quality. Winds hitting at 15 miles an hour. So a bit of a windy evening here. We'll see, again, how that affects the game. Sturla will get ahead around this one. Fought for by Casper. Onto the inside. And a turnaround here by Brownsville. They'll swing it into the flank. This ball out of play. Heat ball to get things back underway off the throw. And Hashimoto will settle it back. Brandon Martinez Treyes in control here. Again to Hashimoto. Martinez Treyes will swing it back to Schnitzler. This one right behind and over again, this time to Aiden Haynes. Haynes will put it into the air. Nice chip pass over to Hashimoto into the flank. Cuts to the inside. Hashimoto unable to gather possession as he goes forward. Brownsville will regain here with Zurdo. The up back through onto the near hand flank. Into the half space. Brownsville goes on the overlapping run. Brownsville with an opportunity again to keep breaking lines here. Faking a service back to the far post. And play will regress here for Brownsville. They'll trust the goalkeeper again. And again, Brownsville, folks, a team that likes to move the ball, likes to keep possession, likes to keep it on the ground as they go along now. And Hashimoto-san will just see this one sail out of play, I believe. And it'll be a goal kick for the Heat to get things back underway in the hands of Aiden Haynes. Hashimoto on the touch and on the drive forward. Kazuki will settle it back. Kazuki scored the Heat's only goal in a draw against Brownsville at home. Now a chance for Brownsville. Numerical superiority stopped here by Casper. And again over to Colacci. He'll put it back on the ground. Hashimoto controls. Hashimoto sign on the drive. And a roll ball to the inside. Will flick it off to Colacci. A low accuracy pass, that one. And the Heat will have the throw once more. He will throw. Hashimoto will put it back on the ground. The return pass by Mputu and over again to Kenshin O'Neill. On the roll, Kenny will put it on the ground. Marvin Imputu unable to keep possession of this one. Jorge Amaya will control, and the Ronaldo chop bring down nicely applied here by the RGV native. Another chop once more. The momentum stops here for Brownsville as the Heat were able to get numbers behind the ball. Brownsville's a very experienced side. Folks like to get that former professional indoor style in their favor. El Brujo Gómez will lead the press here. And Tony unable to get to it. Ball goes into the air. Amputu will fight forward. Back again to Hashimoto, who Fakes the one-on-one challenge on the stride here. Is Roberto Sturdoña servicing ball, curling onto the inside. Schnitzer unable to clear though. Amaya might have an opportunity for Brownsville second. He'll sail it off far hand side and blocked out nicely by the Wolfman. This is Richard Bryan with a defensive play here. He'll get a header on this one as that ball is by the further corner flag sector. He'll put it into the middle channel again. Fought for by Colanchi into the middle. He'll try and bring it back down, and looking for the lapping run of Bence Molnar. Brownsville will put it back on the ground, intercepted by Casper, and Brownsville will swing it wide once more. An opportunity for the home side. Servicing ball fake, and then a couple of bicycle sets, and the step over is a shot from afar, and this one high over the bar. Peter having a little bit of a hard time coming out, folks. A little bit of a hard time with the build-up in their own defensive half of getting possession on what looks to be an attempt at a quick play, folks, but so everyone on the warm-up here for the Heat, folks. Wind is against the Heat here, folks, in this first half of play. Hashimoto trying to get the touch on the inside, and Kazuki appears to be having an off game here in the opening moments of this matchup. Zurdo, another header back into the flank for Brownsville on the near hand side, behind the Brownsville flag, folks. And into the mid-park again. Very active midfield play here for Brownsville, who have dominated possession of the round one in the opening, I believe, 16 minutes of play. Another switch of field ball, beautifully played by Brownsville. We'll get another touch on the inside. One-time pass out. Brownsville will look to get a beautiful switch of field play again. The Wolfman will fight for this one. Richard Bryan will earn the foul for the Heat here, and the Heat will have it on the ground far hand side. Ball played on the inside. Brendan Martinez-Treyes, he'll settle it back to Hashimoto's hand, and it's man from Japan back to his Japanese compatriot. This is Uneo. He'll put it into the area looking for the through ball opportunity. Brownsville will settle it back in the middle, collected again by Uneo, and Brownsville will put it back on the ground. Active play here now. Everybody will begin getting involved here for Brownsville, folks. As they look to rotate. Brownsville put it back on the ground near hand side. Mid-ball play, the Heat unable to press in shape here. Looking to force a mistake here for Brownsville as they go long. Schnitzer will put it back into the air. Benson Molnar will get it into the ground and over to El Brujo Gómez. Tony. El balón sale del terreno de juego. Viene el saque de banda para el equipo de Brownsville. Brownsville con homenaje al Barcelona, el Fútbol Club Barcelona. Usan las mismas playeras, el escudo es casi idéntico, solo que tienen las palmeras. El balón moderno, la bandera de Texas. Pero muy bonito el homenaje al FC Barcelona. Las playeras de entrenamiento todavía dicen mes de un club. Usan las camisas, la playera, el dorsal de visitante y de casa del Barcelona en alguna etapa. Brownsville, el homenaje al FCB. Bence Molnar unable to keep possession here for the Heat. Brownsville will throw it back into the middle. Zurdoñez will put it into the air, far hand side. The creative 10 now. Back to Jorge Amaya. And he'll settle it back on the inside. A shot fake from afar. The switch of foot play here, and Brownsville will have it. Richard Bryan trying to gather possession here. No foul, says the official. Brownsville will gather it. Onside is the play call. And Bryan now forcing the mistake here as Ben Smolner will gather possession. Back to Uneo. Transitional moment here for the Heat, looking to break lines quickly near hand side into the half space. Marvin Badu, the Frenchman, on the drive here. A 1v1 situation. Marvin will put it back into the middle. The overlapping run here by Hashimoto. And off target, the Heat with numbers in transition though. Brownsville on the stride again. Chavarria on the dribble, on the stride. An opportunity for Brownsville. Just a couple of fake shots. Flag goes up. Offside is the ruling. Amaya denied. The second of the evening here for Brownsville. Notable absences here for the Heat, folks, due to injury. Denny Cresto not making the trip. Jonathan Mayen as well. El Rayo Mares missing as well from this Heat roster. And H25, Andres Herrera Appeared to have a dental injury earlier last week, I believe, or in the later part of last week. Unable to travel today. The Sparrow also not in the lineup for the Heat. And we'll see how the Heat develop here as we cross the 20-minute mark of this first half of play. The Heat with a mountain to climb, not too high just yet, but Brownsville looking to threaten it. And if they're not going to make it higher, they're going to make it steeper. Unio with a touch on the inside, good run here. Ball to Colaci, flag goes up, and the play is omitted. Colaci trying to time his run there. Let us know where you're joining the stream from, folks. We love to always love to talk to all of our Laredo Heat fans wherever they may be watching from around the world. See how far the Heat reach is. Last week, I believe we made it all the way to Wales, home of the Sparrow, Welsh Wizard, Jack the Sparrow. Pass go. Brownsville will play low again. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. They've been successful throughout this season. They keep it low and keep it rolling instead of keeping it high and keeping it floating. Put that on a t-shirt. No pressure here now. Now the Brownsville goalkeeper will put it into the air. A flick will flick into the mid-park again, and it's a 1v1 situation, 4v4 now in transition. Brownsville looking to capitalize again. Far post is open for Brownsville if they see it. That ball is going far, and thankfully past the goal line. The Heat not able to get into this game just yet. ¿Qué party tiene aquí Brownsville? Puro party. Puro party. Martinez Treyes on the ground. The Heat will try again on this near hand side. Over to Unio. Kenshin off the retention. Back again to Hashimoto-san. This is Kazuki. Switch of field play. Nicely done to the German. This is Jakob Schnitzler with time and space to go forward. Brownsville with a mid transitions into a lower line, but they start high. Ball looking to find Colaci. Tony Gomez will throw it away for the Heat, and Brownsville will regather into the middle. Casper caught left-footed. Brownsville will regather. Opposite side, half-space play. Aha! Brownsville will go flank action now by the band sobre el grupo musical que hace los honores en el atardecer de hoy en Brownsville. Ball played again into the middle. Brownsville will flick it back into the far hand flank, servicing ball to the inside, and the rejection here by Brandon Martinez Treyes. Ball in the air. Mr. Mercedes trying to control himself, and Brownsville will collectively get it back on the ground and into their own back line as they control possession here in this first half. Brownsville again on the rotation, on the movement. I mean, the keeper is an extra player here. He's 10 yards, off from his 18-yard box, far away from his goal line. Dangerous play, though the Heat can win it in transition. Maybe Kazuki can score a similar goal like the one he scored at home for the Laredo Heat Soccer Club in Laredo, Texas. Flag will stay down, no control here by Amaya Hashimoto. Will sell it back to Aiden Haynes. Aiden Haynes will put it back on the ground. Kenshin Unio will split the line now over to the Wolfman, Richard Bryan. Beautiful ball over to Tony Gomez. Controla el brujo. La tiene Tony. Quiere conducir. Quiere hechizar otra vez. Dale una, mi Tony. Centra lo esférico. Se le da de la redonda a Tony. Sin poder mandar el centro. El balón sigue dentro del terreno de juego. Y Brownsville en la jugada de seguridad. Maybe one touch too much here by Tony. Possibility to make a play happen, but a great ball by the Wolfman, and Brownsville hoping this moon stays quarter full. It doesn't go full because Brownsville will see the Wolfman with it, trying to flick it over to El Brujo. Controla Zurdóñez. La presión aplicada aquí por el alemán. La barrida, dice el árbitro que no hay infracción, no hay falta. Brownsville busca darle rotación a la redonda de nuevo. Molnar just on the chase here, folks. Still only one goal game here. Brownsville leading it. Marvin Mputu Looking to cut onto the inside. A player with a lot of pace, a lot of speed in his legs. I'm sure he'd like to take advantage of any openings, but as of now, Brownsville with momentum. The Heat looking to find the ball onto the inside. Colachi looking to bring it down, and a turnover again in the attacking third here for the Heat. Brownsville will regather. Half space now into the flank. A cut onto the inside. Brownsville, a very dangerous side, folks. They have wingers that like to make those moves, cutting onto the inside of those half spaces. And traditional moment here, Kenshin Unio will look to flick it back again to Benson Molnar. Sliding challenge there. No foul, says the official. The Wolfman will swing it wide again over to Tony Gomez. Ball stays in play. El Brujo conduce. Otro hechizo. Dale, mi Tony. Ponle la magia. Tony Gomez con el servicio. Y un toque demasiado tarde para el español. Y el Heat recupera otra vez en el medio campo el terreno de juego. Emputu busca la finta, otra vez comparte hacia adentro, comparte con Casper, controla Unio, otra rotación, dale vuelta, sí, dale la vuelta, sí, dale la vuelta. El hombre lobo, otra vez con Casper. Bien la rotación, de un lado al otro. The servicing ball under the inside, not enough height on this one. And the Heat will have a throw again. 26 minutes in. 1 goal advantage now for Brownsville. Marvin Emputu still on the stride here. Emputu onto the inside. Another cut. Marvin between two. Emputu with a chance. Emputu service the ball. Far post. No one home for the Heat. And a chance now. The Brownsville keeper able to come away with it. But a great opportunity here for the Heat. Marvin Emputu showing us what he can do. Fundamental football. Someone's got to crash the second post. Create a weak side. Dangerous things happen when you create chaos, and if the chaos isn't covered in all angles of the goal, folks, it's hard to get a breakthrough here. The Wolfman, Richard Bryan, the English international, will dribble it up again into the half space and into the middle channel. Back again to Colachi on the half turn. The man from Milan. Yellow card here for Brownsville on a late challenge. A good opportunity for the Heat to find a servicing ball onto the inside. It'll be probably a right-footed pass by Brandon Martinez-Treyes, but the Heat will get the hide in the box. Looking to send the cast international Jakub Schnitzler into the aerial zone. Profe Chente, un saludo con mucho cariño y un abrazo muy fuerte. Gracias por estar en la transmisión. Gracias por apoyar a su Laredo Heat SC. Hay que vernos para platicar, profe, echarnos una charla. Unio, folks, will be the one to deliver this ball. And to the inside, the Wolfman will get a flick on it. Back again to Colachi. Benz Molnar! Goal, folks. Offside, flag goes up. We couldn't see it. This past the Brownsville flag, folks. But the players omitted the Heat, though, knocking on opportunities. And hopefully this gets into the rhythm. This gets them into momentum. This gets them into stride. High ball with a lot of distance on it, but only one winner there. 6'4", Jakub Schnitzler. Tony Gomez goes down. Brownsville will keep the ball in play over to the Wolfman, Richard Bryan, who will share back with Brian Martinez-Treyes. A rotation now for Hashimoto-san, and this is Kazuki. Good touch forward now. Beautiful take of space here by the Japanese international. Kazuki now breaking ankles, taking two at a time. Kazuki will go wide. This one out of play. Brownsville looking to take advantage of a transitional moment. Zurdo will get called for the foul, a yanking of the shirt. Zurdo sported the Heat jersey last season. Wondering if he wants to keep this one as well for this season.
Marvin, keep it up, baby, keep it up.
Heat will play quickly. Back to O'Neal quickly now into the middle channel, into the attacking half. And he'll put it into the air, looking for Emputu. Emputu's been causing dangerous plays here, giving Brownsville a little bit of a headache and a hard time through this right-hand side. And back to Unio, the Heat go. On the touch now, forward. And a flick pass trying to find Colachi. Colachi unable to get possession, but does so indeed as the magician from Milan will fake the servicing ball into the box. Colachi still with it. Colachi gets taken down. No foul. Brownsville will regather. Brownsville asking for some distance here. They'll put it high. Kazaki will get a header on this one. A push from behind. Ref says no foul. Beautiful play now by the German international. This is Schnitzer over to the Frenchman. This is Mputu on the stride and on the dribble. As he looks to share now with Kazaki. He'll drive it low, trying to find Kolachi. Kolachi doing a nice job of holding possession. Back again we go to Marvin Mputu. Into the mid-park again. This time it's Casper. He'll rotate it once more and over to the Wolfman into half space. Richard Bryan. Bryan on the dribble. Bryan on the stride. Richard still with it and getting dispossessed as soon as he takes a couple of yards into the 18. Brownsville able to gather it now in transition, trying to go the other way. Casper will play it back on the ground. Controla el Brujo Gómez. La tiene en español. Tony quiere abrir el terreno de juego. Busca hacia adentro. Y con el japonés ahora. Kazaki with a servicing chance. Looking for Kolachi. Far-hand side. Looking for Molnar. Flag goes up. And it's offside, folks. It's offside again. Against your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Head coach Johnny Clifford asking for a little bit of patience from his side, realizing that momentum is turned in their favor, at least just for the moment. He'd have been doing positive things. Great thing happens when you keep positivity on your side, folks. It's easy to put your head down when you face a little bit of adversity. The Heat trying to show that adversity can and should be, and hopefully, be overcome. Long ball again. The Brownsville keeper will go. Jakob Schnitzer will win every header, folks. I believe so. Done so. Has a good record this MPSL campaign. First year for the Laredo Heat. Flag against El Brujo Gómez. Brownsville will have it again on the ground.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Heat fans
5, 6.
asking for the count. Brownsville taking the sweetest of times, folks, to keep possession going and play going. A nice out back through again, finding the third man run. Brownsville on to the top of the 18. A shot from afar, blocked out by Brandon Martinez Treyes. Flag doesn't go up for offsides, and it's going to be a goal kick here for the Heat. Kazaki on the turnaround, avoiding the foul, avoiding foul number 2. Kazaki still on the stride, trying to play to Kolachi. No foul, says the official. Brownsville will have it now in the attacking third. And over to Ordóñez. Flag stays down again. Roberto El Zurdo Ordóñez onto the far hand flank. A Wolfman on defense here. Ball played on the ground low, and the header now, by the Wolfman. Half volley attempted. Aiden Haynes will regather. He'll throw it over to Marvin Mputu. Marvin with a flick forward. Referee says no handball. It was all chest, and play will resume here with Brownsville on the overlap. Servicing ball one time in, not even on target, folks. He will get the goal kick. Intensity picking up. Love to see it in a good football match. Love to see tempers rise as long as it keeps the health and the safety of the players intact. Nothing better than a passionate game, especially when it's Derby Day here, folks. Had the Manchester Derby early and now the 956 Derby here in Brownsville, Texas, the second of this 2023 Lone Star Conference regular season campaign. The Wolfman will play short. He'll play back. Jakob Schnitzler, German cast native now, will share with a Houston, Texas native. Wide to the Spanish international. The German international will try to find the stride. Lucky play there for the Heat. That one out of play. El party que tiene aquí la banda de Brownsville. Bueno, Brownsville ha tomado todo el lujo del tiempo. Haz de cuenta que las manos del reloj no sirven. Brownsville will regather here all the way with a keeper play. The pressure now applied by Colachi. And now El Brujo Gomez on the stride. No, no union on that press there for the Heat. Rotation, field of switch of field play. Hashimoto not closing out quick enough, but just delaying the play. It's primary point of the defensive play. Back again to Zurdo onto the inside. Casper no to gather possession of this one. Amaya will find the servicing ball far hand side. Richard Bryan will put it into the air. The header again by Brownsville to the middle, and Aiden Haynes with a diving save. As we approach the last 10 minutes of play, Heat fans wanting them to roll it out quickly and find Marvin Mbadu on this near hand side. Mbadu with a lot of pace and a lot of speed. He's shown it already, folks. Hermano, te escucho, lo entiendo, pero ya me acusaron de que como soy la visita me tengo que portar a las condiciones del hogar. Tú no entras a la casa de alguien con zapatos y hay el letrero que dice no zapatos en la portada de la casa, junto al timbre. Casper will get it onto the inside, found the field of play. He will have the free kick. Brownsville will make another adjustment, their second in this first half of play. Well, 3 yards back, says the official, before the Heat can get things playing back underway. Martinez Treyes with options onto his right and onto his left, both Jakob Schnitzler and Hashimoto to his right. Well, the adjustment to be made, folks. Coming off is Manuel Castrejon. Coming on, Edson Silva. Mputu on the flank here, on the cut to the inside. Mputu taking 2 now. And on the fake, Marvin with time and space. Here we go, Casper. Onto the far side, looking to find the underlap by Amputu, and now the press applied here by Casper. That ball out of play. Tuve que voltear 2 veces porque ni yo la creo. And another injury here for Brownsville, folks.
That's a yellow, ref!
Cesar Saldivar will have to be checked off the field of play. Brownsville with 3 subs in the opening 38 minutes of play. Very unorthodox in the beautiful game that we all know and love.
Hey, referees, you gotta do better, guys. Come on.
Both teams will get a little bit of a refresher. It's a nice evening here in Brownsville, folks, down in the Valley area. Low 80 degrees, a little bit of a wind pickup here and there. Nice little breeze. Both players will, both teams here going to their benches, getting a word. And we'll take this time to remind you there's only one place online for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. That's at www.laredoheatsc.com, where you can find a direct link to the Youth's Academy program with certified coaches and a love for the game. First approach, only academy in Laredo, Texas to provide that kind of service, folks. And it's a wonderful place to give the youth of the community an opportunity to fall in love with sport, not just football. A chance with sports, a chance to join a team and give everybody a chance to be somebody's teammate, folks. Nothing but love for the ball. The youth phase of the academy, and it has categories all the way to the age of the U20. So it's a vertical integration academy that likes to keep their players moving up within the age groups and keep them as a unit. So wonderful place in Laredo, Texas, the Laredo Heat Soccer Club and Academy to promote the love of the game and the love of sport first, folks. It's at www.laredoheatsc.com with a link to the youth program. You can also find a direct link to everything Laredo Heat MPSL side, including this year's roster page, this year's breaking news, this year's Lone Star Conference table, and of course a direct link to the MPSL website, and an even further link to the Heat's fan shop page, where you can buy all sorts of goodies here at Laredo Heat Soccer Club colors to represent your favorite team from the 956 wherever you may be around the world. Folks, let us know where you're tuning into the stream from today. Let us know where you're watching from. The Heat love to see its outreach and love to see how far in terms of miles and distance Heat can go. So let us know. Put it down in the comments where you're watching from. Love to interact with all of our fans. Nightclub scene here in Brownsville. On the stoppage now as soon as the ball gets thrown back into play. Foul on the field, that's against the Heat. Brownsville will have possession again. Brownsville again, folks. I mean, in this latter half of the second half here, folks, excuse me, the first half, it's been like if Brownsville was the milkman here in the RGV, just milking every opportunity of the clock they can get. Colachi goes down, play will resume. A little bit of frustration there on behalf of the Heat as Brownsville will put the ball back on the ground. Tactical adjustments made here by FCB. The ball again to Sturdo. Out wide, one-time pass back into the half space. Brownsville goes. Brownsville will put it all the way to their goalkeeper. Brownsville will go long again. Flag stays down. Kazuki to it first, unable to gather possession. Chavarria with an opportunity. He'll service against side, and Brownsville will score again. Mr. Caleb Lester, thank you for tuning into the stream. Shout out to Lubbock. Thank you for checking out what goes around the league in one of the most competitive conferences in the MPSL. Above 90 teams, I believe, and some of the best play in this conference alone. So good things to see all around the Lone Star Conference, folks. Hopefully Mr. Caleb Lester is a witness of it as he joins the stream today. Brownsville will put it back on the ground. The Heat cannot get a third scoreline before the end of the first half. We're entering the most dangerous scoreline in all of football. 2-0 is the most deceptive, folks. El marcador 2-0 es el que más miente. Le dicen el Pinocho del fútbol por mentiroso. Por la nariz larga que tiene el marcador. Brownsville will put it back on the ground. Flag goes up offside. As we approach just over 2 minutes of play here in this first half of action. Martin Estrellas on the stride now. Over on Kazuki Hashimoto. Kaz will settle it back to Marvin. And Emputu will put it into the middle. Richard Bryan now holding that 6. Good ball again to Hashimoto. And Hashimoto with a service onto the inside. No foul. Brownsville will look to counter. Brandon Martinez Estrella setting this one out of play. Brownsville will have the throw. A minute and change left. Ball thrown. Zurdo controla, quiere darse la media vuelta, intercepta ahora el japonés, lo tiene Colachi, la pone abajo Colachi, Colachi still on the stride, on the overlap now to Marvin Emputu, lucky bounce, Marvin onto the inside now, half-space player Marvin with an opportunity, he'll put it back on the ground, back to Colachi, Colachi will get a touch on this one, gets taken down, referee says no foul, and play will resume for Brownsville here. Less than a minute. Time will click down. The Heat here have to keep it at 2, folks. I mean, a third is no bueno for the Heat, and this one will be called off sides here for Jorge Amaya as he kicks it far out again. And the referee here, folks, maybe just having a conversation. Martinez Reyes will switch it. Jakob Schnitzer controls. Aiden Haynes now. Schnitzler back to Haynes. Time will wind down. We'll see how many. I mean, the referee's got to give at least 3, folks, for all of Brownsville's injuries, including their 2 goals. So, Ampadu back again to the Wolfman. Richard Bryan back to Unio and over to Colaci. Now the Heat are looking to play here. The overlap by Ampadu. Colaci will drive it, and it's still the Italian. Back again to the Frenchman. It's Ampadu onto the half space now. A couple of step overs. Ampadu trying to get between 2, doing so nicely. The referee says no foul, and we'll see until how much we play. Chipped up near into the flank, and a beautiful play down the middle over to Amaya. Surdo will let it play, let it roll. Brownsville into the middle channel again. A cut to the inside. Brownsville FC will travel it out wide into the 18. Servicing ball, high played, and Richard Bryan will get a header on this one. Flank stays down. No offside. Brownsville will like to see what they can do here now in the closing moments of this first 45 minutes of action. The Heat trail by 2, servicing ball the inside and blocked out. Jakob Schnitzler in the right place at the right time. El Brujo Gomez unable to keep possession here, and Brownsville will share again. Goalkeeper play here. Lance Molnar on the chase here for the Heat. Zurdo will put it back on the ground. Into the air. Schnitzer will chase here. Amaya with an opportunity for number 3. And I mean, the referee on this touchline, folks, either he's watching the game and he's might as well make himself a bag of popcorn. I mean, not seeing the extracurriculars that are going on between Zurdo and Brandon Martinez Reyes. Ref says all ball into the half space again. We've reached the end of the 45 here of the first half. Bryan able to keep possession of this one. Casper nicely anticipating this one. And the Heat will look to find a stride. The Heat need a goal here, trying to close it out into this first half of play. Unio trying to keep possession on it. The touch just a tad bit too far. Browns will put it back on the ground. A transitional moment for the home side again, looking for goal number 3 before the end of the first half. Casper back again to Unio. The Heat's 4v4 if they hurry now. Unio late to the chase here, but now over to El Brujo Gomez. Tony adentro del área, entrando a la 18. Tony looking to surprise, trying to find that first post. Good read by Brownsville, and the Heat with a corner kick to close the first half out. They need a goal here to go into the second half with momentum. They need to go into halftime with a little bit of positivity. We're into the most decisive, most deceptive score mark in all of football. The next goal is the most important. The Heat can come back into the game and breathe it to a different rhythm in the second half, or Brownsville can look to close it out early. Unio will put it into the air. A chance for the Heat. This one over Schnitzler. The ball will be played out. And I believe that should be it for play. The referee says more, and we'll go more. Empatu trying to find it on the roll here. Kazuki Hashimoto back to Kenshin Unio. Unio will swing it again. This is Tony Gomez drawing out the mark of 2 here. 2v1 for El Brujo. Off the dispossession. Now the Heat have to keep their heads cool here. Brandon Martinez Reyes directing traffic from the back line. El Brujo Gomez will not gather possession here, and over to Jakob Schnitzler. Back to the Wolfman. This is Richard Bryan. He'll swing it across the middle channel and over to Kazuki Hashimoto. Back out again to Brandon Martinez Reyes. The lines will shift. Brownsville will press a little higher. The Heat will have to trail with them. Martinez Reyes on the dribble. Half space play now. Looking to go long and putting it into the air. Back to Marvin Impetu. Brownsville will prevent it now. Hashimoto will put it back on the ground looking for Ben Smolner, who's unable to keep this one. The flag will be up, and it's going to be a foul on the field of play. So we're approaching the 5 minutes of stoppage here. Brownsville feel like they have this game in their hands, like they're in control of not only the game, but of the clock as well. And again, I mean, they're filling jugs by the half-liter mark. Brownsville will have it again, half-space play, line-breaking ball. The Heat got to get a little bit more compact in those moments, folks. Leaving a lot of space in between the channels to play in between the lines and in between the spaces. And that just equalizes trouble here for the away side. Brownsville back again, connecting onto the far end, into the flank. And now the half-space play into the middle channel, the DGC. We're going past 5 apparently, folks. Onto this near-hand side. Brownsville again will get it into the flank and from the flank. Umbutu looking for the flick. Brownsville midfield will regather. Something's got to change here for the Heat, folks. If there's a switch to hit, they've got to switch it fast. Brownsville looking for number 3 here to close out the first half of play. We're into the 6th minute of stoppage time. Ball again to the middle channel now, into the half space, now the middle channel. And Brownsville will look to rotate, looking to cause trouble on the buildup in their own attacking third. The Heat's defensive third, and flag will go up, and offside is the ruling. The Heat will probably have one more to close out this first half of play. And he will have at least one more. Richard Bryan will put it into the air. The Heat looking to chase now. Benson Molnar applying the pressure here. Brownsville will see it sail. And that is enough here, folks, for the first half of play. The Heat going. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half almost underway here between Brownsville, who leads it by 2. And your Laredo Heat Soccer Club, 45 more minutes of action, 45 more minutes to go, 45 more minutes of the most beautiful sport in the world, the Heat, having to face off against the most deceptive and light out score margin in all of football. And now they start the second half giving away a set piece very early on. Brownsville with 2 goals in the first half, the Heat with none. And what was a very dominant first half showing out by the home side, Brownsville, with their homage to FCB.
Oh, he's fine now.
¿Dónde están las familiares de FC Brownsville? ¿Y dónde están las porras?
Serviced inside the header, and the clearance now by the Laredo Heat. The Heat are coming into the second half with 1 adjustment. Colby Pardon joins the action on the field. Kazuki Hashimoto steps off the field of play, folks. So Wolfman now will control here. He'll put it back on, looking for Colachi.
Let's settle.
To go long, controla el brujo, la tiene con Tony. Quiere bailar Tony. Y la defensa la manda al tiro de esquina. Laredo Heat busca la ventaja sobre jugada, balón parado. So corner kick opportunity, the Heat will play. The Heat are trying to go short now. Quick ball here. Controlled now by the Wolfman. Richard Bryan will settle it. Far hand side, a chance for the Heat. The first, and this one into the gloves of the keeper. But the play working here for the Heat, folks. Mr. Ronnie, thanks for the heads up. We're definitely keeping an eye on the weather. Thanks for always keeping track of your Laredo Heat. Brownsville will play through ball half space now. The shot from afar into the gloves and off the bounce to Aiden Haynes, who will play quickly now to Unio and over to el brujo Tony Gómez, driblando hacia adentro, otro se lleva dos, busca el pase hacia el tercero y nada para nadie, ni para ti, para mí. Brownsville will regather in their own 18, folks. And the drive now, Brownsville will turn it over, back again to the Castaneda of Surdo with an opportunity now to drive forward. The Travella pass, and Colby Pardon will anticipate and send this one out of play.
Way to get back, Colby!
Saque de manos. Balón para FC.
Off the throw again. Brownsville wanting the call, flank play. Over to the Wolfman again, Richard Bryan. Giving possession back up here for Brownsville, who will patiently play again with their keeper, who is definitely an 11th player on the field of play. It looks like they're playing with an extra man. It looks like it's 12v11 at times in favor of Brownsville. Flag will go up, Richard Bryan. The Wolfman will put the ball back on the ground. And again to Kenshin Unio. Kenny-san. Over again to el Brujo Gómez. Controla Tony. Busca balón hacia adelante. El árbitro dice que ahí le dé la ventaja. Ben Smolar will play back to Unio. Unio unable to come up with it. No foul, says the official. Play resumes back on the ground now. And the sliding challenge by Casper. Over again to Kenshin Unio. Again, we go to the Wolfman. It's Richard Bryan. He'll settle it out wide. A beautiful pass out wide. Looks like it's too far. And Marvin Impetu able to get to it. Marvin between a couple of step overs. Nicely played again by the Laredo Heat. Over to Colby Pardon. And a servicing ball onto the inside. Looking to find El Brujo Gómez. Tony will get a header on this one. Ben Smolar unable to get one of his own. Brownsville will put it back high in the air. Gravity will do its part. That ball comes back down toward the direction of El Brujo. Richard Bryan with it now in possession and on the drive. Unable to keep the run. One safe, close, and compact. On the drive, Brownsville goes again to lay off the 1-2. Jorge Amaya's been trouble here for the Heat. He'll play his fall ball at Texas A&M International University, so he's got Laredo ties. No Heat ties. Foul on the play. Heat fans not liking the decision, but the decision is that.
Get off your knees, you're blowing the game!
So a foul again here. Brownsville will have it off the set piece, similar to how the second half has started over to the far hand side, opposite side of the field. And
That was terrible, referee! Linesman, you're terrible! Anytime this year!
ball inside and into the gloves of Aiden Haynes. Casper. Over to Jakob Schnitzler. Aiden Haynes will swing it to Brandon Martinez-Treyes, who had almost a WrestleMania moment there with Surdóñez at the end of that first half. Brandon will look to split lines and try to break them, and the ball will be out of play. Brownsville will control. And Schnitzler will have it. Brandon Martinez-Treyes on the drive out wide over to Marvin Impetu. Marvin into the middle channel. Now we go with Uneo across the full moon here. El Sol del Medio Campo. Excellent ball over to El Brujo. This one might be just off the stride. Flag goes up, offside is ruling, and everything else from that point will get omitted.
Hey, are you going to add 20 minutes to the game?
Against the wind, Brownsville will have to keep it back on the ground. That's 6-7 yards off the point, and
Do your job!
Brownsville will put it into the air again. Brandon Martinez-Treyes will reject the trajectory of it. Brownsville back into the middle. No foul. Play will resume. Kenshin Uneo on the drive. The sliding challenge. Casper will regather here. He gets taken down. Slide from behind. And extracurriculars going forward. That's on Casper. And a yellow card here against Surdóñez. No, that's not Surdóñez. I apologize, folks. Set piece opportunity coming up here. Ben Smoller will be over it. Richard Bryan over it as well. This one, I'm afraid, will be the goal. And just from a far stride out, Ben Smoller with a chance and into the side netting. But a good drive here from Ben Smoller, folks, to try to get the Heat back on the scorecard. Just off target there for the Heat. Brownsville will play again, and Brownsville will look to keep the ball. I mean, they were doing a good job in the first half of keeping it on the ground. Now that the wind is against them, this one will be against the Heat here. They challenge after the ball was played.
Referee, either get him off the field or add time.
I mean, Brownsville will eventually run out of subs, folks. They can only make so many. They can only dress 18 on the bench. So at some point, if this continues, Brownsville will have to play either with a man down I'm not sure what the official stoppage the game again.
10 minutes of stoppage at least.
He will make an adjustment as well. Dennis Herrera is looking to come back on for the Heat here. The technical staff being asked to come on, folks.
Minutes, referee.
Que party ahí en Brownsville, folks. La fiesta en el 956. Brownsville with a party. I mean, we could divide all the time being added and play this game in thirds, like hockey. There'll be definitely extra mustard on the hot dog when the second 45-minute mark hits, but as of now, it's, well, Brownsville will play quickly now, near hand side again into the half space. The lone pass, the closeout now by the Wolfman. This ball out of play. That's a goal kick here for the Heat. So Dennis Herrera comes on for the Heat. Benz Molnar will watch the remainder from the touchline. Foul on the play. That's action will resume here. The Heat will play. Jakob Schnitzler over again to Brandon Martinez Treyes. Tommy Gomez on a lot of space in this opposite side flank. The Heat will try to play. Marvin Impetu will chase, and Brownsville preventing this ball from going out of play. They'll cross it into the middle to an open player inside, and the Heat have to be better in these transitional moments. This one, a long ball over to Aiden Haynes, who will put it back into play, and a chance now for Colachi. The diving header, handball. Referee says all shoulder, and
Referee, you suck!
that was no infraction, says the official. Long switch of play once more. The Wolfman will intercept it and read it like Elmo's 1-2-3. Casper Isnes will settle it back again to Aiden Haynes, and Aiden will drive it on the ground. Good play here over to the Wolfman. Was unable to get the flake out wide. The Wolfman with a slide. Going down. Brownsville with an opportunity to play through. Flag stays down. Brownsville with a chance. That's number 3 for the local side. We talked about it, folks. Third goal would be the most important one, and the Heat now with a little bit of a taller mountain to climb and a steeper journey to the top. Brownsville lead it by 3. Play resumes. Heat trail by 3. Now El Brujo over to Denise Herrera, making the stride, the chase, the run, and a good sliding challenge by Brownsville. Ball goes out, and it's going to be Heat ball now. Bryan on the stride, gets dispossessed. Brownsville will regather deep within their third. On the stride, Colby Pardon now. Can't keep it in play, ball goes out. Throw in now, Brownsville FC ball. Brownsville will look to rotate now, near hand half space, and into the flank, out of play. And a throw now for the Heat. Schnitzler over to Brandon Martinez Reyes. Schnitzler with a long ball again, looking to find Colachi. Colachi bringing it back down in the box, and the clearance again by Brownsville. New York, hermano, qué gusto saludarte. Qué rico estar en casa, hermano, allá en Puebla. Te mando un saludo a ti y a toda tu familia. Gracias por unirse a la transmisión. Te mando un abrazo con mucho, mucho, mucho cariño, mi Yuyo. Espero que todo esté bien y espero vernos pronto y charlar próximamente. Herrera with the set piece now for the Heat. This one serviced far post and kept in play by Brownsville. Marvin Impetu with another opportunity to settle the ball inside, cleared out by the first defensive line of Brownsville. Not enough height on the service. Colby Pardon now, unable to keep possession of this one. Brownsville in transition. The Heat have numbers behind the ball. Great job by the cast native and the Wolfman to get numbers behind the ball in transition. Brownsville will rotate. They'll swing it near hand half space. Back again. Brownsville goes. Everybody active here for FCB. Again, very patient on their build-up. Folks like to keep the ball on the ground. Like to create openings between the lines and spaces of the opposition. Brownsville will rotate once more into the half space. FCB goes. Brownsville again, a complete rotation. A very patient side, folks. A well-playing football side. They were good last season. I think they're better this year than their 2022 campaign. They made it into the first round of the postseason, lost in the semifinals of the Lone Star Conference tournament, folks. But this year they look like one of the teams to beat. I would love folks to see the Heat create something. Flag goes up, that's offside.
Why did that take you 20 minutes to raise the
Every
flag?
time, folks, flag should have gone up there. It's offside on the field of play, and action will resume again. Jakob will swing at Brandon Martinez Reyes. Again we go. Richard Bryan, the Wolfman, will swing it over to Casper. Back to Marvin Impetu. Impetu on the stride. Great individual dribbling here. Marvin is through here with an opportunity off the half turn. And Marvin getting pounced on by two folks. Marvin on the 2v1 far hand side. Flag goes up out of play. Goal kick is the resulting end of this play. Play will resume here. I mean, a couple of warnings to the same player for Brownsville. He'd wanting at least a card on that outing, but it's a decision for the officials here.
How many times? Let's go, referee! What are you doing in there?
Heat will regather the Wolfman Richard Bryan into the middle channel. He'll play on the ground back to Marvin Impetu, looking for the one-time pass, trying to find Denis Herrera. Marvin Impetu coming away with possession, but again, folks, it's hard to get between two here for Marvin, and Brownsville will play inside, switching the point of attack over to the direction of Richard Bryan. Brownsville quickly in transition now. It's a 4v1, and Brownsville coming up away with the ball here inside of the 18. They'll take a shot. This one off the goalpost here for the field goal. Casper will put it back over to Brandon Martinez Estrella, sharing now with Schnitzler. Ball stays in place, says the official. Richard Bryan now with an opportunity to turn and doing so nicely as the Englishman will try to play it through the middle. Back to Tony Gomez, El Brujo, looking for the through ball on the ground. Brownsville now with a chance to defend here. Colachi gets taken down. That's got to be a card. And definitely. Yellow card, trying to prevent direct goal scoring opportunity, but not last man.
Like you guys, the same crew blew it in Laredo, and you're blowing it here. We remember you in Laredo too, man. That was bad.
And the Heat will make an adjustment. Marvin Umputu will come off the field of play. In comes Hayden Prasad. We apologize, folks. The other team's stream team has taken over the broadcast. They were sitting in the first half, but decided to watch the second half on foot. So it's a set-piece opportunity here for the Heat, trying to get back in the game. Less than 20 minutes left of play. Brujo Gomez over it, back again to Dennis Herrera. Tony with an opportunity into the wall. Dennis will try to bring the ball back down. Over to Uño, who will take a shot from afar and blocked down by the first line of defense here for Brownsville. Back again we go to El Brujo Gomez. La tiene Tony adentro del área. Tony busca sorprender. Y por abajo y nada para el equipo del Heat. Controla otra vez. Ahora Colby Pardon. And now it's Richard Bryan. Switch of field play by the Englishman off target. And Herrera will bring the ball back down into the middle. Ball in the air. Herrera trying to find Uno. Kenshin unable to get to it. Brownsville will travel it far. Brandon Martinez Estrellas will keep his composure and play nicely on the ground toward the direction of Colby Pardon. Will get a touch on this one. Back to Kenshin. And Kenshin will play over to the Wolfman. This is Richard Bryan on the stride. Rich over again to Tony Gomez. Controla el español. Quiere hechizar. Quiere hacerla complicada. Y el balón sale del terreno de juego. Viene el saque de meta para el equipo de Brownsville.
¿Dónde está la gente del FC Brownsville?
There we go. Heat will gather. Brandon Martinez Estrellas again. Houston, Texas native. Dispossession again into the middle, and Brownsville will regather possession. And the block by Richard Bryan into the air. Possession goes over to Antonio Gomez. El Brujo la tiene, quiere entrar dentro del área. El Brujo cambia de perfil. El Brujo otra vez controla a Richard Bryan. Viene el servicio adentro del área. El hit con la oportunidad y la jugada defensiva por Brownsville. El Brujo will settle it back on the ground. Nobody there for the Heat. Jakob Schnitzer will get a flick on this one, controlled over to Casper, and out wide to Colby Pardon again. Driven on the ground, looking for the run of Colachi. This one will send all the way back to the keeper. Brownsville will put it again in the air. Pardon will settle out of play. throw again. Brownsville will get things back underway. And controlled by Brandon Martinez Treyes, Houston, Texas native, trying to play over to Casper. And Brownsville in transition will look to regroup here. On the dance by the touchline now and over to the corner flag sector.
Here we go. Finally, Sapphire, let's go.
Just a minute over a quarter hour left in this match. The Heat trail by 3. Steep mountain to climb. Richard Bryan comes off, in comes Nicolas Greco. Italian will make an appearance here for the Heat. Schnitzler back to Nicola Greco. On the stride, Nicola over to Jakob and into Brandon's footwork here, and Brandon will look to go along with a flick, trying to find Dennis Herrera, and Herrera first to it. He'll play the supporting man with Tony Gomez. Tony with a chance, he'll lay it off back to Nicola. Nicola into the 18 now, over to Dennis Herrera with a fake service. Foul again outside. Herrera gets taken down, foul on the play. Free kick here coming up for the Heat. And a chance here from a set piece again for your Heat side. Set piece here. Dennis Herrera over it. This could get the Heat on a path of trying to get things back in their favor here with just under a quarter hour left. Still time on the clock to make things happen here in Brownsville. And everybody in the box to defend here for, well, not in the box. They have 10 of their 11 players. There's an extra player now outside of the 18-yard box. Herrera with a set piece. Herrera looking to go direct off the post. And the Heat folks unable to buy a vowel with the alphabet on the board.
How much time you want to give him, referee? How much time, referee? Oh, now it's up. Now it's up. Linesman, you are the worst referee I've ever seen.
Play resumes. Brownsville looking to go long and now short into the half space play. Jakob Schnitzler. Brandon Martinez Treyes on the dribble now. Back to Kenshin Uneo. Out wide we go. Colby Pardon. Colby faking the service. No options for the Heat to play now through the middle. Brandon Martinez Treyes over to Jakob Schnitzler again. Casper will be selling it back, and over to Nicola Greco. The Italians' debut here for the Heat. Unfortunately, it's in a 3-0 mountain to climb. But Greco being defended by 2. Nicola trying to play it between. A foul on the play. That's going to be against the Heat, and Brownsville will have the set piece. Time continues to tick. How much of stoppage folks will play. So after the adjustments, Referee says for time to continue to play and the action to resume. And into there, the flick. Amaya will get one of his own. Brownsville will take it to the touchline. Just over 11 minutes of play here, folks, in the second half. Amaya, who's been a pest here for the Heat. A shot from afar, this one off targets. So Colachi will come off. Gabriel Campora will come on. Casper will come off. Charlie will come on. So the adjustments made here late in the game by head coach Johnny Clifford, who's seeing his Laredo Heat side trail by a 3 on the road. Gabriel Campora will get a flick on this one, trying to play it into the run of Dennis Herrera. Herrera will get a chance to play, looking to find Gabriel Campora. Gabo with it. This one just getting stuck on the latter part of his cleat there, and Brownsville will swing it again. They'll try to play. Jakob Schnitzer will apply the pressure here as they battle for possession of this one. Brownsville able to come up away with it. Jakob now will see the Heat earn possession back, and over we go with Kenshin Onio. Just over 10 now. Back again we go. This is Nicola Greco, who swapped sides already on the overlapping Colby Pardon for the Laredo Heat Soccer Club. The throw all attempted. Back again we go with Nicola. And the throw for the Heat now is look to get things back underway, folks. El Brujo looking to find the flick. Gabriel Campora off the half turn, and this one high. Well, foul on the play. Brownsville will get the set piece here. Brownsville will play quickly, trying to catch Aiden Haynes off his line. And the fourth, folks. Brownsville put the fourth on the board, folks. I mean, Dowd International, más 1.55-52, folks. Long distance shot by Brownsville to put the fourth on the board, and the Heat. I mean, if the mountain was tall and the mountain was steep, it just got greased. He looking to capitalize quickly. Dennis Herrera will try to take it from afar. Over to servicing ball, the chip, the header, and this one, the Heat will get one back. Goal! Laredo! Extracurriculars throughout the goal celebration. The Heat will earn one back. El Brujo Gomez puts a header on it, and the game now reads 4-1, and pushing and shoving occurring here on the field of play, folks. Welcome to the biggest showcase of the year. We have a preview of this year's WrestleMania early on here in the summer. I mean, this game is going to get out of hands, out of the way very quickly here, folks. I'd be surprised if all 11 remain on the field for both sides here. Intensity picking up. You love to see it in the matchup, but unnecessary after a goal is scored. Brownsville concedes here. Could have kept a clean sheet, but they could now lead it 4-1. Heat on the board here, courtesy of El Brujo Gomez, his first for the Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Brownsville will look to go far again. Nicola Greco will put it into the air. Bring it back down nicely and closely. Good control here. Good technical ability by the Italian. Throw now by Nicola, trying to find Dennis Herrera. And dangerous play again, the header here, the kneel, and that's got to be a carded situation. Only a yellow there on the challenge. And there's definitely extracurricular activity. And I think it's getting chippy here, folks. Heat fan base really into it again, and the referee will put a stop to this one. I mean, the referee's got to keep this game under control. Gabo will play, trying to connect here with the Japanese man. He gets taken down, pushed. The referee says no foul, and there's not enough on this field to play for the officials to keep this one under control, folks. If the red could grow 4 more limbs and swim and squeeze through the space beneath any door on this country, call him an octopus and he'd be able to do it. But unfortunately, folks, there's only 6 eyes, 3 pairs of them. Nicola Greco on the stride, a push again, and now the referee will call all of them all long, all short. The action resumes, folks. Just 5 minutes left of play.
Both think you need to get a new license. Y'all are terrible.
Set piece opportunity. Could the Heat get another? This one on the curl. Brownsville will choose to punch instead of playing catch, and Brownsville will put it into the air and out of play. Casper will put it on the ground now. Shifted. Oh, excuse me, that's Charlie, folks. I apologize. Chaz now will play with Kenshin Une over to Nicola Greco. Nicola's been a positive spark off the bench here for the Heat, folks. Another extracurricular activity. And another yellow card, this time for Amaya. I apologize, folks. Sometimes I'm at a loss of words on certain occasions, and today there's just... It's one of those evenings here in Brownsville, Texas.
How much did you get paid this game?
Kenshin Unyo will deliver the service.
Clearly you guys have been bribed.
Kenshin will with the service inside, and corner kick coming up here for the Heat. Time continues to wind down, just less than 3.5 left. This one will be whipped into the first post, I believe. It will be an out-swinging ball. Dennis Herrera's right foot wand will settle it. There it is, whipped into the first post, not enough height. Kenshin for 2! A good strike here by the Kobe native. Over to Nicola Greco. The Italian will look to strike from afar and blocked out again by Brownsville. In transition now. Brownsville exploring the spaces. Allowed him there by the Laredo Heat, and in transition now. Charlie will be able to reach back to the far post, and the drive here by Brownsville into the 18-yard box. Brownsville goes, and a great stoppage of play there. Nicely applied by Brandon Martinez Treyes. Brownsville regathering possession here on the drive. All ball, nope, foul on the play. The official will draw it back. Just under 2.5 left here, folks. The Heat trail by 3. If my memory serves me right, folks, I think it's been since 2019 that the Heat conceded more than 3 in a match. Brownsville will play short now into the DGC, and now out into the flank. Good combination play on the overlap. Just 1 and 2 give and goes, and onto the touchline here. The second man press here applied by Unio. Brownsville will see it now into the half space. And a chance to service it. They'll settle it across the middle. Another cut to the inside, a chance for the shot from afar. Silva still on the dribble forward for Brownsville. And the dispossession here as Jakob Schnitzer goes down. There's an overlapping on the elbow here, and Jakob is down. Nicola Greco on the drive here for the Heat. Trying to drive it into the run of El Brujo Gomez, who's playing the ST now for the Heat. Ball played into the middle channel. Brandon Martinez-Estrellas will get a header on this one back to Colby Pardon. And on the chase now is Colby. Heat able to come up with possession. Brian Martinez-Estrellas, great defensive work right now. He'll put it into the air, curling opportunity. This one trying to find the Honduran, Dennis Herrera inside the box. Dennis! And this one just wide, folks. Corner kick coming up. Brownsville saying they didn't get a touch on it. Could be deceptive here. Corner kick regardless. The Heat with another opportunity from a set piece. ¿Qué dices, Coach Fabi?
You guys really need to get another job because you guys are terrible referees. I hope this isn't your day job too.
Well, Brownsville will defend the set piece now. The Heat looking to set another one. Outswinger courtesy of the right foot of Dennis Herrera. Not enough height on this one again, and similar to his first. Martinez-Estrellas will put it into the air. Schnitzler unable to get to it. The Brownsville keeper will punch it out wide. And another opportunity to throw it into play here. As we've played into the 90th minute, we'll go into the 91st at least. No official word yet on how much is added. It's a minimum 7 minutes, folks. Campora over to Nicola Greco. Nicola on the dribble now. He'll settle the service inside and cleared out by Brownsville. Unio unable to keep it now. 3v2 in transition in favor of the Heat, who have numbers behind the ball. Just simple football, playing the way you face great opportunities by one touching into the direction that you are facing. The touch again on the inside. Brownsville will play into the half space. Rojo will apply the pressure here and able to dispossess the Brownsville keeper, and they'll play simple and short again. Brownsville's done a great job of that throughout tonight's matchup. Yellow card here, that's against Dennis Herrera of the Heat.
¿Dónde está la porra?
¿Qué dice José? Gracias por venir a la transmisión. Saludo con mucho cariño. Brownsville, again, short and on the run. Referee gives the advantage. They'll get a chipped opportunity up. Flag will go up. And the play is omitted from that point of attack. Into the 92nd minute we go. Heat still trail by 3, but the response has been positive, to say the least. They didn't put their heads down. The Heat kept fighting, and the changes here have been productive, at least in terms of goal scoring. I mean, they got one on the board. But the energy's been positive as well from everybody who came on to try to change the dynamic of this game. The Heat will throw. Ball stays in play. Long switch of field play now by Brownsville. Nicola Greco will just see this one settle out. Heat possession to get things back underway. Another whistle on the play here. Brownsville making a lot of adjustments early on in this matchup. I think they had 3 in the first half of play. El Brujo Gomez, author of the lone goal here for the Heat, will try to play and find it now into the full moon. Sale el sol. En el terreno de juego, the overlapping run here by Nicola. This one just a tad bit too far.
Are you just gonna let them do this all game?
Jacob, it's all right, man.
Hey, don't forget the linesman, coach.
Well, players, pardon, folks. Brownsville regathered mid-park here. The Travella pass. Brownsville looking for number 5, Jakob Schnitzler, first to it. And he'll push it out wide. This one going into the 95th minute of play. And a foul now called by the official.
Get the other ball.
Play will continue here for the Heat. We're looking to go into 6+. Schnitzler over to El Brujo on the half turn now. Brujo with the Meg. Nicely played here by the Spanish international. Off the dispossession. Over to Schnitzler, back to Kenshin Uneo, over again to Denis Herrera. Contra el hondureño, busca el recorte hacia adentro. Denis comparte el esférico, es el Brujo Gómez, quiere prender desde afuera, busca el balón aéreo y otra vez Denis Herrera recuperando la salida defensiva de Brownsville. Ball will be played on the ground, the one-time pass here by Gabriel Campora over to El Brujo. Kenshin Uneo will get the flick forward now. Brownsville will put it back on the ground. Folks, that's enough of today's afternoon matchup here in Brownsville, Texas. The Heat lose 4-1, their second loss of the regular season. And the action will continue now. The Heat will play against Denton on the 8th, ladies and gentlemen. And this one, a good matchup between Brownsville and the Heat. Brownsville in control of the match throughout the majority of it. The Heat with a good effort on the second half of play, ladies and gentlemen. But that's enough here for Brownsville. My name is Rodrigo Marina. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Se les quiere y se les aprecia que se unan a la transmisión el día de hoy en donde su Laredo Heat pierde por segunda vez consecutivamente en su campaña del 2023. Nos vemos el 8. Laredo Heat regresa a casa contra un equipo de Denton en un partido rete caliente otra vez, en donde estará caliente el asunto. Nos vemos el 8, damas y caballeros. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Cuídense mucho. Nos vemos después. Yo soy Rodrigo Marina. Hasta luego. Nos vemos. Buenas noches. Adiós. See you later, folks. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you on the 8th. Bye-bye, everybody.